Welcome and good morning to Mike Ferry TV. It is the week of March 14th, 2016. Congratulations on 2 big months done. Hopefully they were big. If not, let's make the next 2 months big. I want to spend a little bit of time today, in fact, it's probably going to be a little bit more time than normal, on this whole concept of an agent like yourself or so many people you know, hiring and having a team working for them. Now, I have to tell you, I think it is probably one of the most misconstrued, misguided, maybe one of the dumbest things I've ever heard, to take any of us as average agents that are doing 20, 30, 40, 50, maybe more deals a year and suddenly having a big team. Why? Because when you have a team, then you have to accept the leadership role and position that goes with having a team. If you're not willing to accept the leadership role of having a team, then you can't have a team. Second, which I don't understand, is so many speakers and coaches and trainers today are telling the world, every single agent, whether you're doing 5 deals or 500, has to have a team. You have to hire 3 or 4 buyer's agents to work for you, etc. Well, see, the truth is, it sounds good that maybe you can have 4 or 5 people doing a lot of business for you instead of you doing any business. I had a situation take place many years ago where an agent called me about coming up and meeting about coaching. So I met with this agent and his partner, and we sat down for lunch, and I started by saying, how much money did you earn last year? And he had earned, I think, like $900,000 gross. I said, I understand you have a big team. I do. How many showing agents do you have? He said, 10. That's a lot. And how many assistants? I have 10. That's a lot. And how much are you spending on advertising and marketing? Because he was running full-page ads and doing mass mailings. Well, we figured out between the assistants, the marketing, and the mailings, he was spending about 60 to 70% of his $900,000. So when you start paying the assistants, and he was paying them very inexpensively, his actual real net dollars was only a couple $100,000 a year that was spendable to him before taxes. Well, that made no sense at all. So what I coached him on was him taking 10 listings a month, where he was going to make $9,000 or $10,000 per transaction, and then doing that 100 to 150 times a year. Same thing I'd recommend for all of you. Why have 8 or 10 or 20 or 30 people working for you, which reduces your chances for being a personal producer to almost zero, and your chances for profitability to even less than zero? I had a fellow in New Mexico I coached for a couple of years, same kind of a concept. 10 buyer's agents, each doing 10 deals, which is 100 deals a year. He was doing 50 deals, so on paper, wow, 150 deals a year, superstar. The truth is there was no profit because all the money's being spent on paying commissions to the buyer's agents, A, and B, to have all the staff in place that you have to pay to support the transactions. You don't need a team unless you're planning on building something productive and profitable. Do you understand? I'll give you an example. The original team I had, 1970, revolved around this. Me, personally, individually, myself, doing a listing, sold, or sale. I went out and I found a great title company, a great mortgage company, Southern California, great escrow, East Coast, an attorney, home inspection company. I found what are all the affiliates around a transaction. If you're in most of the country, these affiliates are to be of service to you. I contacted all these different affiliates, interviewed them, and I said, here, listen, here's the deal. My job is to create a listing or a sale. Your job, each of you affiliates, is to service that. So let's work together as a team. And here's the catch. The more you do your job around the transaction, the more time I have to go out and produce listings and sales, which gives you more business to take care of. I told all my buyers and sellers, I have the best team in the world. I have professional people, one to handle the escrow, one to handle the mortgage, one to handle the title. And then all I had to have was one assistant, and I could do 100 deals a year with one assistant because the team was doing the jobs they were hired to do. Today, I'll give you an example. I'll see an agent that's doing 60 deals a year. They have 2 full-time assistants for 60 deals. They have 1 part-time assistant, runner, puts up signs, etc. They have two buyer's agents. The two buyer's agents each do 20, 25 transactions a year, and the actual agent does 10 or 15. And then the agent tells me I can't make any money. There's no profit. One of the classic all-time meetings, I was meeting with a group of agents in Southern California, 10 people in the room. They were each doing a what I call hot seat meeting, where one person's in the hot seat for half an hour. We would break down and diagnose the business to help that agent build their business. The agent on the hot seat, he was doing 150 deals a year. 50 deals were going through his buyer's agents, his team. And he was paying those people 70 to 75% commission. 50 deals came through referrals through all the agents he had met through the Mike Ferry organization. And he was paying 35 to 40% referral fee. His actual cost of doing business because of his staff was about 45%. Now picture this, paying out 65, cost 45, you're at 110, 115%. Paying out 75, cost 45, you're at 130%. The agent technically was broke and number one agent in the market because of his team. Today, everybody's talking about building teams. Seminars, workshops, retreats on teams. The coaches and trainers build a team. Watch, become a great listing agent. Take 25, 50, 75, 100 listings a year. You're going to make a fortune. You will every time. 2 or 3 weeks ago, we are now doing a team building class once a month here in our offices in Las Vegas. Josh Barker from Northern California, who runs probably one of the best teams I have seen because it's highly productive and highly profitable. Here's a thought. Are you in real estate to make money? If the answer is yes. Do you want to have a team? If the answer is yes, why do you want to have a team? For recognition, for high volume, for production or profit? Go with the profit, okay? That's why you want to have a team. So we had in our first class, I think we had 24 or 25 agents spend the day with Josh on how he has built his team, the systems in place, the marketing that has to be done, who does what he has to do as an individual in terms of productivity to keep this team running at a high level and highly profitable. Folks, we've got to get over this crazy nonsense that everybody in real estate should have a team. Watch. The people that make the most money are taking the 25, 50, 75, 100 listings a year. You can do this. You can make it happen. You're going to probably have to have a full-time assistant, but on 100 deals a year or 75 deals a year, you can certainly afford a full-time assistant. Your highest net dollars, return on investment of energy and time that you can put in is you taking listings. The highest investment of time for high gross with no net of any substance is to have a team. What is your purpose? What is your goal? What are you trying to do? What are you trying to accomplish? If you want to build a team, you have to look at what the purpose is behind that team. What kind of productivity, what kind of systems, who's going to do what, when, where, why, and how. Because if we can't get into that, then the highest level of profit is personal productivity. If you stay with the goal or objective of earning the most money possible, then yourself, the listings you take, the sales you make, and having an assistant and possibly 1.5 assistants is the answer versus these big teams. One of the big companies today in real estate, and you know who this company is advertising every person should have a team, and you should have teams in places all over the country, and you manage them from an office in LA and have a team in Chicago and New York. I have to tell you, it absolutely makes no financial sense whatsoever. Because you don't see real estate brokers who are running high-profile, strong operations follow that pattern that's being taught today. You want to make money in real estate? List property. Want to make more money in real estate? Become a better listing agent, list more property. You want to make a fortune in real estate? Become a great presenter, list a lot of property, have a good support staff behind you, and make it work. Watch this particular message 10 times if you have to. And then if you still want to build a team, call us so we can have you sit through one of our classes on team building. At least we can help you make it profitable. Have a great week. Let's have a great March, and let's make some money. Talk to you next week.